The All Blacks are set to face Argentina in a historical clash in Córdoba. But can our boys overcome the Pumas' home advantage and fast physical play? A team stacked with experience and young talent. I guess this game is shaping up to be an absolute thriller, and I'm so excited. So let's dive into the All Blacks lineup and what we can expect from both sides in the Rugby Championship. Now, no surprises, the Rugby Championship opener between the two teams, All Blacks and Argentina, is going to be an epic clash, and it's always one to look forward to. And like I said, we are all excited, but this one feels extra special. The All Blacks are taking to Córdoba, a city rich in rugby history, but this one has been a fortress for Argentina over the years. But the Pumas have always been a side that thrives in their home environment, bringing an intense, passionate energy that lifts them to greater heights. The game will be no different. But for the All Blacks, it's a crucial moment as they look to continue their dominance in the Rugby Championship after the France series, and as they prepare and build leading up to the Rugby World Cup in 2027. But with Scott Robertson in the helm, there's a clear sense of focus and motivation in this squad. This just isn't another test match. This is just the start of a new chapter, and this is going to be a huge challenge for our EBs. So let's get started. Let's take a look at Scott Robertson's 23-man squad. Now, there's no surprises there, to be quite honest. Yep, he's gone with the safe option, as you call it. Yes, he's playing it safe. So he's added some experience mixed with young talent. So let's start with Cortez Ratima. Now, he gets to start at halfback. There's no surprises there. For me, this was no-brainer. Ratima's pace and decision-making have been top-notch. And, I guess Scott Robertson is looking to build Ratima's confidence leading up to the Rugby World Cup. And, he's earned a spot, and the All Blacks have so much depth in this position. But Ratima brings something different. His energy and speed around the breakdown, with the crucial game against the Pumas side that thrives on a quick ball. And then we have Beauden Barrett, the veteran. Yes, no surprises there again. I was right. He returns to the fly half after a solid run in the France series. And he was injured, but now he's back. But Barrett's experience is invaluable. He's one of the best in the world. He'll be critical in setting the tempo, whether it's directing players, orchestrating set pieces, or putting pressure on Argentina with his tactical kicks. It's a crucial role, and I guess Barrett is more than up for the challenge. And then there's also one player that I'm excited for. It's good to see Fabian Holland. The guy is on fire, and he is the future. I mean, starting for his fourth consecutive test match. Holland's inclusion signals how much trust Scott Robertson has in him. He's quickly becoming one of the most reliable players in the team, and his defensive work and combined with his offense capabilities, make him a player to watch in this game. He has the potential to be a difference maker on both sides of the ball. So look forward to his impact against Argentina. Then we've got some experience factors. Looking across the lineup, there's one thing is clear. This is a squad with rich experience, and it's no surprises. Like I said, Ardie Savea will be playing his 98th Test cap, and it's almost hard to believe we're just 2 games away for his 100th Test for the All Blacks. Savea has been the backbone of this All Blacks team. I do wish he was captain. But like I said, I'll just keep dreaming. But for years, his leadership on and off the field is irreplaceable. So alongside him, we've got Scott Barrett. He is the captain. He's been named and fit to play. This is a big moment for Barrett to step up in a leadership role, and we'll have to wait on the team on his shoulders. His decision making a high pressure situation is crucial. With Cody Taylor, who returns at hooker for his 99th Test match, closer to 100, just one more game. And then he reached the milestone. And Taylor's ability to control the set piece, his physicality around the breakdown, and his presence on tight situation is vital. And he's one of the most experienced players in the squad. And his calmness under pressure will be crucial against an unpredictable Pumas. And then we'll move on to the bench. Yep. I guess Scott Robertson has opted with a 5-3 split on the bench. It's an interesting call, especially considering the nature of the Pumas, fast, high-intensity game. This shows Robertson's confidence in his forwards, I guess, to dominate the physicality earlier on, while ensuring that there is enough, backs to inject pace and creativity later in the game. Now, just looking at the squad, I think it's good to see Duplessis Karefi, but I think he's a bench player. I think he, I'd say like Quacker Smith, comes on, when needed, when necessary. I think he makes a huge impact off the bench, but it's good to see him in the starting lineup just to boost his confidence leading up to the Rugby World Cup, and especially in this Rugby Championship. So I'm very stoked with that. I'm happy that Fabian Holler gets another shot, and also Duplessis gets a second start of his Test career for the All Blacks. So that's exciting. But yeah, no. But the others, like I said, yeah, no surprises there. But then we have interesting. We've got Finlay Christie coming back into the fold after a long absence. Shows just how much depth there is in the halfback position. Christie brings that sharpness and tempo. He's played 23 Test match for the All Blacks, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the later stage of the game and to speed up the All Blacks attack. So looking forward to Finlay Christie coming back. But in saying that, it would have been good to have Preston coming off the bench. And honestly, that would have been a great chance to do a bit of experiment in the halves. Maybe Preston, I think Finlay Christie has had his time with the ABs. Yeah, it would have been good for Preston to be at 9 and, come off the bench. But anyways, that's not going to happen. But hopefully he does come into the second test. That'll be awesome. Argentina's got a record, They've got a really good record. And it speaks for itself. This is a side that has made it difficult for the All Blacks, over the years. And they've beaten All Blacks, for a few times on home turf. But the Pumas have a lot of young talent coming through. And it's clear that they are building something special. But their real weapon is in the way they play, their style. They're fast, they are physical, and they are unrelenting as well. And they'll want to impose themselves early and try to get the crowd behind them from the get-go. But the key battle will be the breakdown, and I guess Argentina's forwards are tough and aggressive, and they'll need to disrupt the All Blacks' rhythm and also the ball as much as possible to slow down their attack. And if they can do that, they'll have a real shot taking the game to the All Blacks. Now, you got guys like Cortez and San Diego Correro to be dangerous out wide. They have some pace, and if they get the ball in space, they can cause a lot of problems. But I guess one of the things that makes Argentina so unpredictable is the ability to go toe-to-toe with any team in the world. Now, they've beaten British Irish Lions. They've beaten South Africa last year in the Rugby Championship. So, we're in for a big challenge. And, we can't count them out. And I guess we saw that in their upset against the All Blacks back in 2020. I mean, they thrive in these high-pressure games and their high-intensity matches, and playing at home only fuels that for the Pumas, and we'll be fired up, and the All Blacks will need to be absolute best to come away with the win. Now, what does this mean for the All Blacks? Now, this is more than just another match in the Rugby Championship. This is a statement of intent, and Scott Robertson is taking the All Blacks into this game with a full confidence in the squad, but he knows the challenge Argentina will bring. But the All Blacks have been dominant, and their winning record against Argentina is a testament. 35 wins out of 39 games. But this time it will be different. It's a new team, new era. It's Argentina's turn to prove that they can compete with the best. But for the All Blacks to win, it's going to take a complete performance. They'll need to dominate the set pieces and control the breakdown and utilize their backline because it's been a struggle. I feel like we've still got a weak backline at the moment. But yeah, hopefully they can utilize the backline, and Jordie Barrett and Rico Ioane will be in providing that attacking spark, while the forwards will need to be aggressive and unyielding contact. Now, final thoughts. I guess my prediction, I'm generally excited for this match, but there's a lot of respect for both teams. But ultimately, I think the All Blacks will edge this one out by a very narrow margin. I think the Pumas are tough and they won't make it easy for us. But with the experience the All Blacks have, they'll find a way to come through. As always, it's going to be a tight contest, intense battle, and the All Blacks will need to be clinical when it matters most. What do you think? The question is, can the All Blacks handle the Pumas in Córdoba, or will Argentina pull off a huge upset? Let me know in your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your predictions, and what do you think of the squad as well? Let us know. Be interesting to hear your thoughts. Be honest, and let's keep the conversation going. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe for more rugby content. Keep supporting your rugby teams and keep the rugby spirit alive. And we will see you in the next video.